TeaRon, are you ready to take a road trip?
Sh-
Yes.
sure. Where are we gonna be going?
We are going to the great state of Ohio.
Yay! Where
uh,
specifically?
Listen, we are going to the middle of the state of Ohio, the great state of Ohio, okay? And what we're going to do there is talk about the royal rules of Ohio.
Child. Mm, mm. I had
Oh,
I,
I'm so excited.
I had no idea Ohio had such rules.
Listen, you and I also.
Ah,
Oh my
well,
goodness.
if you don't know from the title.
Listen, from the title, listen, when you brought this to me and said we got to watch this, I had never heard of the show, this family, but I am glad that we have watched episode 1 and I'm ready to discuss with you. I need your thoughts on Royal Rules Ohio.
Yes. So check out the initial trailer of this new freeform reality series, and we will be right back with our very honest review.
25 years ago, my parents, to pursue their education, left the warrior country, aka the Gold Coast, the playland of the elites, the great country of Ghana. From there, they journeyed all the way to a land of cornfields and cows, Columbus, Ohio. And they brought with them rules on how we're supposed to behave as descendants of royalty. As royals, we're supposed to be perfect. That's not always what my sisters and I are given.
I think we're focused so much on the culture. We're not really enjoying some of the stuff that we have.
Exactly. Figuring out love.
I just want to apologize again.
I mean, you broke my heart. And how to deal with all these royal rules.
I took extensive notes here because I didn't want to get anything wrong as I was going through it. This was the season debut of the Royal Rules of Ohio. The just as a summary, or do you have the synopsis? You want to run it?
I can run it. It's a bit lengthy, but we could go. Listen,
Give us
it
the
is.
first few sentences. We don't need a
The
paragraph.
first few. I'm like, this is lengthy. No, so the synopsis that ABC actually has for this is that it's a docuseries following 3 Ghanaian sisters as they navigate their 20s in Columbus, Ohio.
Ooh, so fancy.
Oh, yes. These sisters live a lavish life as the daughters of, listen to it, wait for it, royal descendants of 2 of the most wealthy and powerful Ghanaian kingdoms.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, which kingdom?
Baby.
This was the season debut, and the first episode is supposed to be introductory. We don't know y'all.
Yes.
We don't know anything about you. And by the end of the episode, we didn't know anything.
It's true.
Why? I'm gonna tell you. Whoever was trying to craft out the story arc for the initial episode and everything, they went out to lunch. The people who stayed over time were the editors, because you ain't never, Tiera, you ain't never seen Columbus. I know you're an Ohio girl. Not Columbus,
Ohio
of course,
girl.
but you ain't never.
Not Columbus. No.
You ain't never seen Columbus look so flashy.
I was like, oh, is this Atlanta? But I will say, and we can get more into this later, but I was like, I can appreciate the way that they made Columbus look.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So I thought that was cute.
You got to be careful on these reality shows, y'all, because they will have you thinking that, a small city is fabulous.
But to be fair, and I was born and raised in Ohio. So to be fair, Ohio gets this there's like a stereotype that Ohio is cornfields and it's a bunch of farmland and all this and all that, which is true. There are a lot of farms and cornfields in Ohio, but however, there are cities in Ohio.
Yeah.
Like, I am from a city. I don't even know where to find a farm.
Yeah.
So I like that it shows like there are places in Ohio that are not rural
Yeah.
or farmland. Yeah, I
But
thought that was
be
important.
careful, y'all, because name me a Columbus landmark.
The Ohio State University.
That's the one and the two.
The one and the two and the three.
So the season debuted, and we start out. It's supposed to be is a graduation party, was it, or was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's just run down the family real quick. So this is what we should have gotten only in the first episode. So we have we have the dad, Akili Bobo. We have the mom, Delali. And then we have the daughters. You want to tell us the daughters' names?
Baby, the daughters, which are our main characters. So we have our eldest daughter, who is the responsible one. They said she's the nurturer. She's the one that's going to have to run the family businesses. That is Thelma. Okay. What's your thoughts on Thelma?
Thelma, we didn't learn anything about Thelma in the episode 1. I forgot Thelma was there. We only saw Thelma in like the what you call not the diaries. What are they called? The talking head segments.
Yes. Like the interview.
Yeah, the interview little portions. We didn't really get to learn anything about Thelma for her to be the
eldest.
And then who else we got?
Well, we learned about Nana a little bit. Nana is our middle sister. She is a little sneaky, they say. She is also involved with the town bad boy. So what are your thoughts on Nana?
If that's the baddest boy in Columbus, come on. You gotta be kidding me. He's so sweet and respectful. Mine's his P's and Q's. We got a little bit of Nana. It was very pre-planned, her whole thing. And then who else we got rounding up the end?
And rounding up the end, we have the person that the story is kind of centered around, and it's Brenda. She is the baby of the family, recent graduate. She's very proud of the fact that she graduated in 3 years. Very excited, and she's having her gap year. She's starting her gap year, excuse me, and she's going to figure out what she wants to do with her life before starting law school. Thoughts on Brenda, T?
Here's what. They tried to make that an angle or make that some sort of storyline like, I want to have a gap year and I don't know how I'm going to tell my parents. Baby, you finished a 4-year program in 3 years. The gap year is your 4th year. So I don't know, here's the thing also, Brenda. I'm so used to reality shows kind of having sort of a set formula, especially this kind of reality series, having a set sort of formula. To hear Brenda narrating the episode was the most horrific experience ever.
What I would soon find out is that while I was so busy worrying about not failing the community, my dang big mouth failed me.
You know what? I thought that like the first few minutes of the show would be her doing the voiceover and the narration, just like the introductions, and then it would stop.
It kept going.
But no, it kept going.
She better not be narrating the whole season, because at that point, you take we already know reality TV can be so staged, but you really take, because in order to do a narration over, a thing, you have to go and get in the booth and you record your voiceovers. You may do several takes and you're watching the video. So you're seeing everything play out. So how can you all lead up to, a point where there's any sort of confrontation or anything that comes out? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. The narration was just plain weird. Also, they play up the high life, like African fashions, the stuff that people don't really do regularly. They do it in every episode,
every scene.
The narration took me out. And then I also felt like, now this is not my place. This is not my place to say, but this is how it made me feel.
Uh-oh.
I felt
Okay.
like they were leaning into some like unnecessary like stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel that way as well?
Absolutely. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
The other part that I had an issue with was the introduction of so many side characters. Let me count it again just in case y'all missed it at the beginning. Dad, mom, daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Look, how many is this? Can you count?
5.
5 people that we
Yes.
have to keep up with. This is the
Yes.
family. They get the background they give us is so brief, so we know that the parents originally were born in Ghana. At some point, they moved to the U.S. to further their education, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They have a family, they have kids. Here's what they said also in the show. They introduced a whole bunch of aunties. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna remember none of them.
No.
Why did the aunties also have talking interviews and stuff?
It was too soon for that. I'm not sure why in the first episode we got auntie interviews, auntie names, auntie backstories. It was too soon. We just
And
got
then,
to know y'all.
And then not even blood relative aunties, just like, community aunties.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Are we following the Ajikums or are we following the community? Which is it? Because that's a different show altogether. It really
That's
pissed
true.
me off. I could not keep up with all of that. It was stupid. It was stupid. So they introduced too many side characters.
Yeah.
And then I had to remind myself that it was Freeform. Freeform is formerly ABC Family,
Yeah.
I had to remind myself of this. And the thing that kept reminding me of it was not only the narration, but the rules popping up on the screen at random points.
Yes.
Why?
Uh-huh.
Why?
So you can write them down. What you mean why?
Here's what I would say. If you were going to base a show and you're going to call it Royal Rules and all this whatever, then just why not just have the show start with a rule and then have that episode play out?
Yeah, have every episode be
A rule.
surrounded around a rule, like the no drinking, and then we have like these little, scenes about no drinking, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Questions that I had as well. By that point, I was tired of Brenda's narration to pay attention to anything else. The one thing also is that you can tell that they're not used to being on camera yet. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's the first season. But you can tell that they are behaving like they know the camera's in the room. And we all know
Correct.
that the best reality TV is when you get so used to the cameraman being there that you don't even recognize that they're there anymore.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
Your thoughts so far, because
I gotta say, I echoed everything that you said. I will say that I appreciate the fact that the parents are included. I do like that.
Mhm.
I think it's a good point that it is on Freeform, so it is for a younger
yeah.
audience. But I like that the parents also have some perspective because it's almost giving like how this is a stretch, but hear me out. You know how like the Kardashians, it's like the story is really about like the sisters, but then the mom and at the time formerly Bruce, like they had like some influence on what was going on as well. So I
Yeah.
can kind of appreciate that because when you are 22, 23, like a lot of us still have heavily involvement with our parents. And especially if you live in the house with your parents like these girls do, like I like the fact that they're included, if that makes sense.
I mean, that's fine and all, but here's what. You are painting you're painting an idea of a West African royal family, a royal descendant, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't let us know which kingdom, so we don't know
They
if it's
didn't.
Ashanti or whatever. And then they say we actually learned from one of the aunties, Abigail,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
who shouldn't even have been that key of a figure. She says to one of the I think it was Nana. She says, "You're I want you to introduce your sister to my son so they can date because your dad owns all these businesses." Baby, what business?
And I was gonna get there with the parents. I like that the parents are involved, but what do the parents do?
They did not
How is the money
say.
being made?
And it's so vague. It's so vague. When you go online and you try to find anything, it's like real estate investor. That's everybody.
Everybody investing in real estate. You could own a house and you're a real estate investor.
Technically.
That threw me as well. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, Tiara, this is episode 1. So maybe they're going to get more into that. But to your point, this is the introduction.
They should have
Y'all
done
should be
that.
telling us now.
The whole first episode should have been majority introduction because again, we're dealing with 5 people. Y'all introduced like 12. Why? I don't know why. And then it's like I'm interested to see how the rest of it plays out because I was just so unimpressed. The hard wigs, the elaborate costumes. It was just they were just doing so much, and it's like the editing around the show wants you to forget again that this is Columbus, Ohio. This is a college town. I don't know where they was hosting this so-called after party at. This after party. Here's what. If you're gonna play in my face, do it right. So we're at the after party, and they supposed to they had the graduation party that we spoke about, and then it was supposed to be an after party, and the girls go and sneak off to party for real with their people in their own age group, and then one of the nosy aunties shows up to the party, the one that I just mentioned,
because she overheard them speaking about it.
No, she did not. Because here's the thing: where was the scene of her coming into the building, or her? The shot was set up right there for the bar.
100%.
There, she's mic'd up. I was watching that scene and I was like, how many times did they have to run that scene before they got their lines right?
She was like, "Oh, Auntie, I didn't expect you to be here."
The absurdity of it all. You're coming on. You're representing a country. You're representing a royal legacy. You're representing an image, and we learn nothing about the things that you say in that first episode. I'm gonna rate this, and this is gonna be our initial rating. And as the season progresses and we get to the end, we'll see if we're still there. We'll do a game of averages because they did such a piss poor job of giving us information about who we were watching or anything. I am going to have to start with giving this a Stacey. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to give this a Kevin Hart. And the reason is that I am here for the representation. To have any family like this, a West African family in the Midwest, in the U.S., doing well for themselves and stuff. There's a pocket there. There's this. I don't think this has been done before in this way, right? So there's something there with the representation of a community, et cetera, et cetera. I'm all for that. Cool. But just let us know who we are getting to know on this show. Make me care. Then add in the drama. Because y'all bringing in drama, and I don't even know who these people are yet. I don't care yet. So that's my stance as it stands right now, episode 1. Royal Rules of Ohio. What about you? As an Ohio girl, I wonder if you had any particular expectations for this. Were you impressed, or were
as an original Ohioan? No, I didn't have any expectations for this. Like I said, I can appreciate that they showed Columbus, which is not my city, but a city. Yeah. In a different, it showed it not like, oh, it's just cornfields. I really hate that stereotype because, child, there's a lot going on in Ohio. But so I thought that that was cool. But overall, as far as the show goes, I will say I think the three girls are gorgeous and they mama gorgeous. Like I really appreciated seeing them on TV and girls who look like them on TV. So I thought that was really cool. And then I appreciate the ensembles that they were wearing, the different garb and garments that they were wearing. They were bright and colorful and true to their culture. So I appreciated seeing that on TV as well, and not in a like a caricature kind of a way.
Yeah.
I like that. Like them ladies were dressed, and I'm not talking about at the party. No, no, not that. I mean, in
In
like
the
their
segments, yeah,
confessionals
yeah.
when they, yeah, I think they were dressed, and I appreciate that. And I like the scene when they were in the room with the mom, and she had her headscarf on and her gorgeous, her gorgeous loungewear. Like I love seeing that, so appreciated that. I had to remind myself, like you said, this is on Freeform, so
Mhm.
it might be for a younger audience. So I have to remove remove my maturity a little bit
Yeah.
to get into this. The narration, y'all, I thought we were gonna be done with that by like the first 5 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
not sure why that
Ugh.
continued. I hope that it doesn't continue. Um, no shade to Brenda. I'm not sure why
No,
y'all chose
shade to
Brenda to
Brenda.
do.
Shade to
Okay.
Brenda.
I'm not
Shade
sure why
upon you.
Brenda is the narrator.
Because
Like I'm
here's the
not.
thing. I'm gonna let you finish your thing. But
Uh,
Brenda's narration voice is so bull. Okay?
it's bad.
It's
It's
horrible.
bad.
It's so
It's bad.
horrible. Um,
It's bad.
if you want to witness Brenda's real voice, when it was the day after the party and they were in the parents'
Mm-hmm.
room and Brenda was
Mm-hmm.
freestyling and making up a song
Mm-hmm.
about her new BMW, that's Brenda,
That's Brenda's real voice. Correct. Correct.
not
Correct.
this
So yeah,
narration.
it just felt so like produced to me, and I was like, ugh. Even the little fake scenes with the auntie showing up at the club and the other aunties coming up saying, "Oh, are y'all dating? Y'all should be married. Y'all should be having babies." Like, yes, we know that that happens, but it was just unnatural. It was just like, hey, throw all the tropes at them at once. Throw it all in there. Episode one. So it was a lot. But one thing I did appreciate, and I would like to thank y'all for this,
Mhm.
the episodes were 20 plus minutes. It was not an hour. It was not 45 minutes. I am so thankful. Thank you for that. Because had this been an hour, baby. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give my rating, and I also would like to give this a Kevin Hart.
Okay. So it's starting a little low, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting a little low.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that in order for it to trend in a positive direction for me, they are going to have to showcase why they are who they are.
Yes.
So then I care a bit more about the drama. If you're into real estate, let us see you real estating.
Yeah. And let us see you showing your daughters the real estating. Like let us see that, not just this drama of them being like rich brats.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's very it's like you want to constantly remind people that you're Ghanaian and you come from this and that, but the whole show is pseudo American.
Mm.
It's like what are we doing here? The daughters are indeed American. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no. I think it's better to show that than to, um, play like, oh, we're so connected to our Ghanaian roots, and you're not. Like, other than your parents being that. Like, show all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like those are things
Mm-hmm.
that you have to deal with, but also, um, them being in Columbus. Columbus has a huge West African community, a huge Ghanaian community built in. So you'll get to see a lot of their interactions with the aunties and so on, be their own community. We probably won't really get to see them outside of their own bubble, their own
Mm-mm.
space, and that's fine and all. But acknowledge what it is so that Brenda can stop this ridiculous narration voice.
Yes.
So we'll see what the
Poor
season brings.
Brenda.
We're gonna give y'all a chance, but y'all better
We are.
step it up.
Yeah.
Y'all got to come a lot harder. By the next episode, I better know what Mama and Daddy do. And matter of fact, I need to know what Mama, Daddy, and Thelma does.
Yeah, TeaRon wants to see more Thelma. We need more Thelma in the next episode.
Thelma said, "Look, I'm just here because y'all want to do this." Ah.
And you know what? I'm not even mad.
To the point right now, as I'm saying Thelma, I can't picture her. I can picture everybody else.
She has like the thinner face. The rest
Yeah,
of them
but
have
I
the
can't
round
picture her in
faces.
my head
Okay.
like everybody else.
All right.
So we will see what comes up next time. So if you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and leave a like and a comment and hit that notification bell so you can be reminded of all that we are doing. Also, leave a comment. Let us know if you saw the first episode of Royal Rules of Ohio. If you are from Columbus and you watched this, you wanted to see what it was giving. Let us know your honest response. And for the Ghanaian community, is this a good representation for you so far? I'd like to know. I'd like to know. As always, you can find me on social media, on Instagram at TeaRon World, on TikTok at TeaRon with 2 underscores on the end. And you can, of course, find Ubiquitous Blacks on various social media platforms. And you can also email us recommendations. Give us the love and the informations and all that. Ubiquitousblacks@gmail.com. Tiera, where can they find you?
You can find me at my website at tieratakes.com. That's TieraTakes.com. Or also hit me up on YouTube. Come by my channel and say hello and check out my travel content. It is Tiera Takes, TieraTakes. Would love to have you over there. And I'm going to echo TeaRon like I do every single week. Please go ahead and send us some of your recommendations and suggestions. We would love to see what y'all are watching, what you're looking at, and then we'll rate it and give our review. And of course, give you a shout out.
Period.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Well, until we meet again, peace out.